All right. I am making just a quick video for you to go through some of this movable scale stuff. Because when you just look at those patterns in the book, it looks super confusing, and I don't feel like they always do a super good job of explaining things. So you have 4 types of movable scales that you're looking at this week. Major scales, minor scales, major pentatonic scales. Remember pentatonic scales you learned in guitar too. Those are the 5-note scales. And then minor pentatonic scales, which is the same thing, but a minor scale instead. So what they have for you is, if you look at, and I'm going to try to like awkwardly hold my book up, so we'll see if this works. Like starting on page 24, hopefully that's going the right way for you. Yeah. So they've got these diagrams in here of the fingerings, essentially. So what they're saying is that with either this fingering or the one next to it, you could play, if you memorize that fingering, you could play any major scale on the fretboard, okay? When they say tonic on the 6th string or tonic on the 5th string, that means the bottom of the scale, or do, okay? So like if I'm playing a G major scale, it would be G, right? Or an A major scale, it would be A, or so on and so forth with any scale. So the pattern, essentially, if you look at the first chunk, and I'm going to walk you through how to figure this out, the pattern with the major scales, and then everything that we do here should translate into the rest of them. But if you are confused or have questions about any of them, shoot me an email or get a hold of me on Google Hangouts, and we can arrange a time to either web chat or I can make another video for you, okay? So they start off with a tonic on the 6th string, and they're counting strings as 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So 6 being the low E string. And so the pattern is, if you were starting at the nut, okay, the pattern would be open on 2, right? Skip, play, then move down a string, 1, 2, skip, play, move down a string, 1, skip, play, play, move down a string, skip, play, skip, play, move down a string, play, open, skip, play. Okay? So that is the 6th. If your tonic can be found on the 6th string, that is the pattern. Now, depending on where tonic is, you're not going to be starting here at fret 1. So, for example, the very first scale that they give you in number 49 is the A major scale, which begins on fret 5. So A would be the 5th fret of that low E string, okay? So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this pattern and I'm going to move it to fret 4 being the starting place. Okay, so like this would be my new beginning of the fretboard. So fret 5 is going to be A. Then I'm going to skip and play. Then I'm going to move down a string in, right? And I'm on fret 4 now because that's the new beginning. So I'm going to play 5. I'm going to skip 6 and play 7. I'm going to move down a string to fret 4 because that's my starting spot. I'm going to play. I'm going to skip. I'm going to play. I'm going to play open string. Sorry. I'm going to play right next to it. I skipped over a line. I'm sorry. That was completely my fault. Okay. So then from there, I'm moving to my B string, and I'm starting on fret 5 because 4 has nothing on it. Skipping, playing, moving down to the high E string, starting on 4, then 5, then skip, then 7. Okay? So, I'm going to do that whole thing, okay? Starting on fret 5. And I'm not actually looking at 49. I'm looking at the pattern, okay? And then, like, I can come back through and show you how that's going to work with 49, okay? So fret 4 is our new beginning, right? Because tonic is on 5. And my pattern starts on the 2nd fret, okay? So I've got 5, skip, 7, next line, 4, 5, skip, 7, right? Moving down, 4, skip, 6, 7, next line, 4, skip, 6, 7, next line, 5, skip, 7, I played the wrong string, 5, skip, 7, and then 4, 5, skip, 7. Okay? So that would be the whole pattern of a scale starting with tonic on the 6th string. So 49 goes through that pattern, but not all the way. It doesn't go all the way to the top. So they've got 5, skip, 7, 4, 5, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 6, 7, 5, 7, 4, 5. And then you could bring that pattern straight back down. Okay? So that is the pattern, and you can take that pattern to any other scale. Okay? So like for example, G major, I could take my G major scale on this string and do the same thing. G is going to be the 3rd fret, so that makes fret 2 my new beginning. So I'm going to take that pattern and I'm going to play 3, skip over 4, play 5, 2, 3, skip, 5, 2, skip, 3, 4, 5, next line, 2, skip, 4, 5, next line, 3, skip, 5, next line, 2, 3, and that would be the top of my scale, and then there's another tonic, right? So I can take that pattern, and I could play that for any note that I can find on this string. So if I wanted to play an F major scale starting on 1, or a G, or an A, or a B major scale, that would be really kind of getting up in here, but it is possible, okay? The other pattern that they have for you is on the 5th string, so that would be your A string, okay? And that pattern, if I was starting here at the nut again, would be 1, 2, skip, 4, 1, skip, 4, 5, 1, skip, 4, 5, 1, skip, 4, then the next string would be 1, 2, skip, 4, 1, 2, skip, 4. Okay? So, for example, the D major scale is a scale that this would work on. So, D would be the 5th fret of my A string. Okay? And so I'm going to take, so that means that fret number 5 is my new 1, right? So I'm going to take 5, 6, skip, 7, 5, skip, 7, 8, 5, 5, skip, 7, 5, 6, skip, 8, 5, 6, skip, 8. Okay? And 50 53 kind of walks you through that. It's going to take you all the way up to A, and then it's going to bring you back down and take you like all the way down and back up again. Okay, so that one is not just a straight like do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, back down pattern. Okay, that one, it has a little bit more going on. Okay, so 49, you're using 6th string pattern. 50, you're using 5th string pattern. 51, you're back to using the 6th string pattern. And then 52, you are using the 6th string pattern again. 52 is like way up there, because to get to C, they're having you start on the 8th fret of your low E string. So like you're playing like 8 and 10. I think 10 is as high as you're gonna go. So depending on the shape of your guitar, that might be a little bit difficult to get this high up on the fretboard. Okay, so don't worry if that's an issue. Okay, 53 is taking you through a song with notes that you know, but using the scale positions that you've just learned. So like, for example, instead of playing open B, they have you playing B as 4th fret on your D string. Okay, so it's got some stuff moving around, so just be careful of that. Okay, I think I lied to you though. I meant of your G string. Sorry, tabs suck. I hate them. I know you like them. I know lots of people like them. I don't like them. Okay, so that's 53. I also posted a PDF in Google Classroom in the same post as this video that has the rhythm written in for 53 because it gets a little bit tricky, okay? 54 is walking you through minor scale patterns. So the 2 scale patterns are at the top of the page, and you would navigate them the same way that we just did the major scale patterns. So if I'm starting at the nut, right, I've got open string starting on the 6th string, or not open, sorry, I've got fret 2, skip, boom, boom, 2, skip, boom, boom, 2, skip, play, then 1, 2, skip, play, right? And I would just keep continuing on, and then there's a pattern for the 5th string as well. 54 is going to walk you through A minor scale using some of that scale pattern, and then 55 is an example that you're going to play, and this one doesn't have tabs written in, but they do want you to use the minor scale pattern. So like you would play the first note A would be like 7th fret on your G string. Okay, that's not right. What did I do? How did I do that wrong? D string, 7th fret on your D string. Okay, so if you can figure it out, great. It would probably be helpful to write it in. If not, just play it. Okay, just so that you've got you're playing and you're getting some practice in. Okay, whether you're using this scale pattern or not. Minor pentatonic, same thing. This one is a lot more spread out because it only has 5 notes in the scale, right? So, and some of them are doubled, but it's a much easier scale. And then major pentatonic is kind of the same thing. 56 and 57 are both minor pentatonic little riffs, so it's not an actual scale, it's more of like an actual riff. And then 58 is the same thing. There's a PDF of 57 and 58 with the rhythms written in as well. Okay, and that's the end of everything that you have to do this week. My notebook is in the other room. Your assignments for this week are a playing test, your practice log, which is 30 minutes, and then there is a quick exit ticket, and all I did was take pictures of the scale patterns. So there are 4 questions because you've got a major, a minor pentatonic, and a minor pentatonic. And all I've asked you to do is to look at the scale patterns and identify what kind of scale they are showing. You may use any resources for this, any PDFs I've posted, your book, this video, whatever you want to use to help you, you may use. It's only 4 questions. It shouldn't take you very long at all. Okay? All right, so hopefully that was not too much rambling and things make sense a little bit. If you have questions, please shoot me an email or get a hold of me on Google Hangouts. I'm happy to make another video or FaceTime or whatever you need to do to help you figure this out. Okay? All right.